Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, English Journey Conversation. I am very happy that you are here with me today. Thank you for taking your time to listen. If you enjoy this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow and helps more people learn English. My name is Jara, and this podcast is made to help you in two important ways. First, it helps you improve your English. Second, it helps you learn useful ideas that you can use in your daily life. If you want to practice listening and speaking English and also learn simple life lessons at the same time, then you are in the right place. In today's episode, we will talk about something very important. The title of this episode is, You Don't Need More Time. You Need More Focus. Yes, that is right. Many people believe that their biggest problem is time. They often say things like, I don't have time, or I wish I had more hours in my day. These sentences are very common, and almost everyone has said them before. But today, I want to share a different idea with you. The real problem is not time. The real problem is focus. Many people actually have enough time, but they do not use it well. They're busy, but they're not focused. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever said, I want to study English, but I don't have time? Or maybe you said, I want to read this book, but I am too busy? Most people say these things at some point in their lives. But maybe the problem is not how many hours you have in a day. Maybe the problem is how you use those hours. Think about this for a moment. Every day has 24 hours. I have 24 hours. You have 24 hours. Very successful people also have 24 hours. So, why do some people finish many things while others feel tired and feel like they never have enough time? The answer is focus. This topic is important for everyone. It is important for students who are trying to learn new skills. It is important for workers who are busy with their jobs. It is important for parents who take care of their families. And it is also important for people like you who are learning English. We all want to improve our lives, but we often feel stressed and busy. In this episode, we will talk about why we feel like we don't have enough time and how focus can change everything. When you learn to focus, you can do more in less time. You can feel calmer, more confident, and more in control of your life. In this episode, I want to help you understand something important. I want to show you why time is not the real problem. I want to teach you about the power of focus and what focus really means. I will also give you simple and practical tips that you can use every day to focus better. And don't worry, I will use clear and simple English so that you can understand everything easily. If you always feel busy, if you want to get more things done during the day, and if you want to improve both your focus and your English, then please stay with me until the end of this episode. Are you ready? Let's begin. First, let's talk about what most people think. Almost every day we hear people say, I don't have time. This sentence is very common. Maybe you have said it before. I know I have said it too. When life feels busy, it is easy to say this sentence. When we feel tired or when there are many things to do, we quickly say, I just don't have time. But now let's stop for a moment and think carefully. Is this really true? Do we really not have time? Or is something else happening? Think about a normal day in your life. You wake up in the morning. You get ready for the day. Maybe you go to school or go to work. Maybe you stay at home and take care of your children or your family. You cook meals, clean a house, and do many small tasks. You also check your phone many times during the day. Maybe you spend time on social media, watch videos, or watch TV to relax. At the end of the day, you feel tired. Then you say to yourself, I wanted to study English today, but I didn't have time. Or maybe you say, I wanted to read that book, but my day was too busy. Does this sound familiar? If yes, you are not alone. Many people feel the same way. Now, let's look at some examples of busy people. First, a student. A student goes to class, listens to lessons, and does homework. Some students also have a part-time job. At the end of the day, the student feels tired and says, I don't have time to study extra English. Next, let's think about a parent. A parent takes care of children every day. They cook meals, clean the house, help with homework, and solve many problems. At night, when everything is quiet, the parent says, I don't have time for myself. Now, let's look at a worker. A worker spends 8, 9, or even 10 hours at work. They come home feeling tired and stressed. When they think about learning something new or improving their skills, they say, I don't have time. These people are students, parents, and workers. Their lives are different, but they all say the same thing. I don't have time. But the question is, do they really not have time, or do they not have enough focus? I don't have time for anything else. We hear this sentence all the time. But here's the truth. We all have time. The real question is not how much time we have, but how we use it. And the answer is focus. Workers often feel this problem very strongly. They spend many hours at their jobs every day. They wake up early, travel to work, answer emails, join meetings, and talk to many people. Their minds are busy all day. When they finally come home, they feel tired and exhausted. Because of this, they say, I don't have time to do anything else. We hear this sentence everywhere. Students say it.
Parents say it.
Workers say it. Over time, many people start to believe it. They slowly begin to think that the main problem in life is not having enough time. This becomes a common belief. Many people think, if I only had more hours in a day, everything would be better. They say to themselves, if I had 26 hours instead of 24, I could do more. I could learn more. I could relax more. I could finally start that project. I could improve my English. This way of thinking is very common. People believe that more time means more success. They think the only thing stopping them is the number of hours in the day. But let me ask you an important question. Is this really true? Do we really need more hours in a day? Or is it possible that we already have enough time, but we are not using it in the best way? Think about your own life for a moment. Think about your last 24 hours. Did you really use your time well? Or did you waste some of it on small and unimportant things? Maybe you checked your phone too many times. Maybe you watched videos that did not help you learn or grow. Maybe you spent a lot of time thinking about what to do instead of actually doing it. Many times, we don't even notice how quickly time disappears. For example, you sit down and tell yourself, I will just check one message on my phone. But when you look again, 30 minutes have passed and you are still scrolling. Another example is when you plan to study for 1 hour. You sit down with good intentions, but during that hour, you stop many times. You check your phone. You go to the kitchen. You reply to messages. You think about other things. At the end of that hour, you say, I studied for 1 hour. But did you really study for 1 full hour with focus? Or did your attention move from one thing to another? This is where the real problem begins. It is not about time. It is about focus. When we are not focused, time is wasted without us even realizing it. But in reality, you only focused for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. The rest of the time, your attention was moving from one thing to another. This happens to all of us. You are not lazy, and you are not alone. This is very normal in today's world. So maybe the problem is not that we don't have enough time. Maybe the real problem is that we are not focused. Yes, we are busy. We are doing something almost all the time. But we are not always busy with the right things. We are active, but we are not always moving forward. This is the big difference between being busy and being productive. Being busy means you're doing many things. Being productive means you are doing the important things with focus. A busy person feels tired at the end of the day, but does not see clear results. A productive person may do fewer things, but those things help them move closer to their goals. Here's something interesting to think about. Every single person in the world has the same number of hours each day. You have 24 hours. I have 24 hours. Your favorite teacher has 24 hours. A famous singer has 24 hours. A successful businessperson has 24 hours. Even the president of a country has only 24 hours.
No one gets extra time.
No one has more hours than you. So the real question is not, how can I get more time? The real question is, how can I use the time I already have in a better way? And the answer is focus, not time. Now, let me ask you something important. What would happen if you stopped saying, I don't have time, and started asking, how can I focus better? How would your day change? How would your learning improve? How much closer would you be to your goals if you focused on one important thing at a time? When we believe that time is the problem, we wait. We wait for free time to come. We wait for the weekend. We wait for holidays. We tell ourselves, I will start when I have more time. But that time often never comes. Days pass, weeks pass, and nothing changes. But when we understand that focus is the key, something different happens. We stop waiting. We stop making excuses. We stop blaming time. And we start doing. Even small actions, when done with focus, can create big changes over time. This is a very powerful idea. So here is a question for you. Take a moment and ask yourself honestly, are you really out of time, or is your mind just full of distractions? Are your days full of important work, or are they full of interruptions? The truth is very clear. It is not about time. It is about focus. Now let's talk about the real truth. The real truth is that time is not the main problem. Yes, life is busy. Yes, we all have many responsibilities every day. We have work, family, studies, and many small tasks. But the number of hours in your day is not what is stopping you from learning, growing, or improving your English. What is stopping you is a lack of focus. When you learn to control your attention, you can do more in less time. You can feel calmer, more confident, and more satisfied with your day. Focus changes everything. The real problem is not reaching your goals because of time. The real problem is how you use your time. And even more important than that, the real problem is how focused you are when you use your time. Everyone has the same number of hours every day. Think about it. No matter who you are, you get the same 24 hours as everyone else. You have 24 hours. I have 24 hours. A doctor has 24 hours. A student has 24 hours. A famous YouTuber has 24 hours. A rich businessperson has 24 hours. Even the president of a country has only 24 hours. Time is the one thing in life that is equal for all people. No one gets more and no one gets less. If this is true, then here is the big question. Why do some people do so much with their lives while others always feel stuck? Why do some people learn a new language, start a business, stay healthy, and still have time to relax, while others feel tired, busy, and behind all the time? The answer is simple. It is not about time. It is about focus. Let's look at a simple example with two students. Both students want to improve their English. They have the same goal, but they use their time in very different ways. First, let's talk about student A. This student decides to study English for only 1 hour. But during that 1 hour, they do something very important. They turn off their phone. They find a quiet place. They sit down with a notebook and a pen. They listen to an English podcast carefully. They repeat new words out loud. They write down useful sentences. They make small mistakes, but they stay focused. Their mind is fully present. They give 100% of their attention to learning. After 1 hour, student A feels good. They feel proud of themselves. They clearly remember what they learned. They feel progress. That 1 hour becomes a powerful hour because it was full of focus. Now, let's look at student B. Student B says, I am going to study for 3 hours. That sounds great, right? 3 hours sounds much better than 1 hour. But now let's see what really happens. Student B sits down to study, but their phone is right next to them. Every 10 minutes, they check a message. They scroll on Instagram. They open YouTube and watch a few random videos. They switch between apps. They look at the time again and again. They feel bored and tired. They tell themselves, I am studying, but their mind is not fully there. After 3 hours, student B feels exhausted. They feel like they studied for a long time, but they cannot remember much. They feel frustrated and disappointed. Even though they spent more time, they learned less. So, who learned more? Student A or student B? The answer is clear. Student A learned more in 1 focused hour than student B learned in 3 distracted hours. This simple example shows us something very important. Focus is more powerful than time. When you focus, even a short amount of time can bring great results. When you are distracted, even many hours can feel useless. That is why some people move forward quickly while others feel stuck. So remember this. It is not about doing more. It is about focusing better. When you learn to control your attention, you can change your learning, your work, and your life. Focus turns ordinary time into meaningful time. In reality, this student was only focused for about 15 or 20 minutes in total. After 3 hours, they feel very tired, but they do not feel happy or satisfied. They did not learn much. They only spent time without real results. So now think about it carefully. Who used their time better? Who used their time in a smarter way? The student who studied for 1 focused hour or the student who studied for 3 distracted hours? The answer is very clear. The student who had focus did much better. This simple example shows us an important lesson. Focus is more powerful than time. And this idea is not only true for studying English. It is true in every part of life. It is true at work when you are trying to do your job well. It is true for your health when you want to exercise or eat better. It is true in relationships when you want to listen and connect with other people. When you give your full attention to something, even for a short time, you can achieve great results. But when your attention keeps jumping from one thing to another, even many hours will not help you. Time alone is not enough. Focus is what makes time useful. This is why we need a new way of thinking. We need to change the questions we ask ourselves. We must stop asking, how much time do I need? And start asking, how can I be more focused? This small change in thinking can make a very big difference in your life. When you are focused, you do not need 5 hours to make progress. You can do something meaningful in just 30 minutes or 1 hour. A short, focused session is often much more powerful than a long, distracted one. So, here is an important question for you. Next time you sit down to study, work, or learn something new, do not only look at the clock. Do not just say, I will do this for 2 hours. Instead, ask yourself, can I be fully focused during this time? Can I give my full attention to what I am doing? This question is much more important than the number of minutes you spend. Now, let's talk about something many people feel. Many of us feel busy all day. We move from one task to another. We answer messages, check emails, scroll on our phones, and do small tasks. But at the end of the day, we feel like we did not really do much. We feel tired, but we feel stuck. Why does this happen? It happens because we were busy without focus. Being busy without focus is like running on a treadmill. You are running fast. Your body is moving. You are using energy. You feel tired. but you're not going anywhere. There is no real progress. When you add focus to your actions, everything changes. You stop running in place, and you start moving forward. You start using your energy in the right direction. You begin to see results. You feel more satisfied at the end of the day. So, here is the lesson to remember. Do not try to fill your day with more tasks. Do not try to work longer hours. Instead, try to focus better on fewer important things. Focus turns effort into progress. Focus turns time into results. And when you learn to focus, you will stop feeling busy and start feeling successful. Always remember this important idea. Time does not create success. Focus creates success. You do not need more hours in your day. You only need to use the hours you already have with more care, more attention, and more purpose. In the next part of this episode, we go even deeper into this topic. We talk about what focus really means, why focus is so powerful, and how it can completely change the way you learn, work, and live. Now, let's talk about why focus is more powerful than time. You already know that everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. This is true for all people. But what really makes the difference between people is not time. The difference is what they do with those hours. And that difference comes from one very strong skill: focus. So, what does the word focus really mean? Focus means giving your full attention to one thing at a time. When you are focused, your mind is clear. You are not thinking about many different things. You are not jumping from one task to another. You are fully present in the moment. You are doing one thing, and you are giving it all of your energy. This is true focus. Now, let's compare two people. One person is focused, and the other person is distracted. First, let's look at the focused person. This person sits down to work or study and makes a clear decision. They choose one task. For example, they say, "I am going to study English for 30 minutes," or "I am going to write this report." They turn off distractions. They put their phone away. They close unnecessary apps. During that time, they do not check messages. They do not scroll on social media. Their mind stays calm and quiet. Because they are focused, they finish their task faster and better. When they are done, they feel satisfied. They feel relaxed. They can rest without stress because they know they used their time well. Now, let's look at the distracted person. This person also sits down to study or work, but they keep their phone next to them. They read a little, then check messages. They watch a short video on TikTok. They reply to someone. Then they try to study again. After a few minutes, they open YouTube. Their attention keeps moving from one thing to another. Because their mind is always jumping, they feel tired very quickly. Even after a long time, their work is not finished. They feel stressed and unhappy. They feel like they worked all day, but they did not make real progress. This comparison shows us something very important. Focus helps you use your energy in the right way. Distraction wastes your energy. A focused mind is calm and strong. A distracted mind is tired and confused. That is why focus is more powerful than time. With focus, even a short amount of time can bring great results. Without focus, even many hours can feel empty and useless. Focus helps you learn faster. It helps you work better. It helps you enjoy your free time more. When you focus, you feel in control of your day instead of feeling pulled in many directions. So, remember this lesson. Success does not come from working longer hours. It comes from working with intention. It comes from choosing one important thing and giving it your full attention. When you learn to focus, you change the way you use time, and that can change your entire life. They try to do many things at the same time, but in the end, they finish almost nothing. Even worse, they feel very tired. Their body may stop, but their brain never really rests. This is the big problem. Now, let's talk about multitasking. Multitasking means trying to do many things at the same time. Some people believe multitasking is a good skill. They say things like, I can study and check my phone at the same time, or I can work while watching videos. But this is not true. Science shows us that multitasking is not helpful. When you multitask, your brain has to switch very fast from one task to another. This makes your brain work harder. You lose focus. You make more mistakes. You need more time to finish even simple tasks. So, even if you feel busy all day, you are not truly productive. One of the biggest reasons people are distracted today is phones and social media.
Let's be honest about this.
Our phones are always close to us.
They make sounds.
They show notifications. They light up the screen. They make us curious. We think, who sent me a message? Or what is happening now? But just one quick look at your phone can steal 10 or even 15 minutes of your focus. That is how strong distractions are. And the scary part is that we often do not notice it. Think about your own habits. How many times a day do you check your phone without a real reason? How many minutes do you lose scrolling through videos that you do not even remember later? These small actions may look harmless, but they slowly take away your time. Even worse, they take away your focus. They break your attention into small pieces. And once your focus is broken, it is very hard to bring it back. Your mind becomes tired, confused, and restless. Now, let me tell you a short story about a man named Tom. Tom wanted to start his own online business. He had big dreams and good ideas. For many months, he told people, I am working on it. But in reality, he was not making much progress.
Why?
Because every time he sat down to work, he got distracted. Tom opened his laptop with good intentions. But then he checked his email. He replied to messages. He scrolled through Instagram. He watched a few videos. Then he tried to work again. This cycle repeated again and again. Tom spent 4 to 5 hours every day like this. At the end of the day, he felt tired. He felt busy. But when he looked at his work, there was very little to show. He did not move forward. He was busy, but he was not focused. This story is not only about Tom. It is about many of us. Many people work for hours every day, but because they are distracted, they do not see results. The problem is not effort. The problem is focus. Without focus, time is wasted. With focus, even a short time can create big change. When you learn to protect your attention, you protect your energy and your future. Then one day, Tom decided to make a real change. He knew he needed to stop being distracted if he wanted to succeed. So, he made a simple rule for himself. No phone and no internet distractions for 90 minutes each day. Every morning, Tom worked for 90 minutes with full focus. During that time, he turned off his phone. He did not check messages or social media. He did not open YouTube or browse the internet. He created a quiet space for his mind. For those 90 minutes, he gave his full attention to his work. And this small change made a huge difference in his results. After just 1 week, Tom started to see small progress. He felt more confident and more motivated. After 1 month, he had finished building his website. After 3 months, his business was running. His idea became real. So, what changed? Was it time?
No.
He didn't suddenly get more hours in his day. His day still had 24 hours. What changed was focus. Tom gave a small part of his day to deep, focused work. He used his time in a smarter way. And that one small change created a big result. This story shows us why focus is more powerful than time. When you learn how to control your attention, you don't need long hours to improve. You don't need 6 or 7 hours every day. You only need clear time, time that is free from noise, free from distractions, and full of energy. That is how real progress happens. So next time you sit down to study or work, remember this. Even 30 minutes of true focus is more valuable than 3 hours of distraction. Your time is important, but your focus is even more important. Focus turns time into results. And here's the good news. Focus is not something you are born with. You can train your focus. You can practice it, and you can get better at it. Focus is a skill, and skills improve with practice. Now that we understand how powerful focus is, let's talk about something practical. How can you improve your focus in daily life? The good news is that you don't need special tools, expensive apps, or big lifestyle changes. You only need to build a few small and simple habits that keep your mind clear and strong. These habits will help you focus better, waste less time, and get more done. Let me share 6 easy tips you can start using today. These tips will help you focus more, especially if you're studying English or working on a personal project. They are simple, and you can apply them immediately. The first tip is to create a distraction-free space. Choose a quiet place where you can work. Put your phone in another room. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Make your environment calm. The second tip is to set a small goal for your time. Instead of saying, "I will study for 2 hours," say, "I will focus for 30 minutes." A clear goal helps your mind stay strong. The third tip is to take short breaks. After you focus for 25 or 30 minutes, take a short break for 5 minutes. This helps your brain stay fresh and strong. The fourth tip is to plan your day. Write a simple list of the most important tasks. This helps you know what to do and prevents you from feeling lost. The fifth tip is to avoid multitasking. Do one task at a time. Give it your full attention. The sixth tip is to practice mindfulness or deep breathing. When your mind feels busy, take a deep breath. Calm your thoughts and return to your task. These small habits may seem simple, but they are powerful. When you use them consistently, your focus will improve. Your time will feel more valuable, and you'll begin to achieve your goals faster. Now, let's talk about some practical tips you can use to improve your focus every day. These tips are simple and easy, but they can make a big difference. You don't need any special tools or expensive programs. Just small habits that help your mind stay calm and strong. Tip 1. Turn off notifications. The first tip is simple but very powerful. Turn off notifications. Notifications are the small messages that pop up on your phone or computer. They can be text messages, social media updates, emails, or reminders. Every time a notification appears, your brain gets distracted. Even if you don't open the message, your attention is already broken. Think about it like this. Imagine you are trying to read a book and someone taps your shoulder every 5 minutes. You cannot focus, right? Your mind will keep stopping and starting. That is what notifications do to your brain. So, what can you do before you start studying or working? Put your phone on silent mode, airplane mode, or do not disturb mode. This way, your brain can stay calm and focused. You can check your phone later after you finish your task. This small action will help you protect your attention. Tip 2. Use a timer, Pomodoro technique. The second tip is to use a timer. One of the best methods is called the Pomodoro technique. It is very simple and effective. Set a timer for 25 minutes. During that time, focus on only one task. Do not switch to other tasks. Do not check your phone. When the timer ends, take a short 5-minute break. After 4 rounds of 25 minutes, take a longer break, maybe 15 to 30 minutes. This method helps your brain stay fresh. It is easier to focus for 25 minutes than to focus for 2 or 3 hours without stopping. The timer gives your brain a clear goal. You can use your phone's timer or a website like tomatotimer.com. Just tell yourself, "I will focus for 25 minutes." You will be surprised how much you can do in such a short time. Tip 3. Make a small to-do list. The third tip is to make a small to-do list before your day begins. Many people feel lost or confused because they don't know where to start. A to-do list helps you see your tasks clearly and helps your mind stay calm. But be careful. Don't write a big list with 20 things on it. That will make you feel stressed and overwhelmed. Instead, write only 3 to 5 small tasks that you want to finish that day. For example, your list could include: study English vocabulary for 20 minutes. Listen to an English podcast for 15 minutes. Write 5 sentences in English. Practice speaking for 10 minutes. When you write small tasks, they feel easy to start. You feel motivated because you know exactly what to do. This helps you focus and finish your work faster. Here is the rest of the third tip, and then I will share the next 3 tips. When you finish a task, cross it off your list. This simple action gives you a feeling of success. It also helps your brain stay focused on what comes next. You feel motivated, and your mind stays calm because you can see your progress. Tip 4. Take short breaks. Some people believe that focus means working nonstop for many hours. But that is not true. Your brain needs rest to stay sharp. If you study or work for too long without a break, your mind will become tired. When your mind is tired, your focus becomes weak. You may feel like you are working hard, but you are not learning or producing much. That is why the Pomodoro technique works so well. It includes short breaks between work sessions. During your break, do something simple and healthy. Stand up from your chair.
Stretch your body.
Drink some water.
Take a short walk.
But here is an important point. Do not use your phone during the break. Don't scroll through social media or watch videos. That is not real rest. It will only keep your brain busy and distracted. Give your mind real rest. When you come back to your task, you'll have more energy and better focus. Tip 5. Work in a quiet place. Noise is one of the biggest enemies of focus. If the TV is on, if people are talking around you, or if loud music is playing, your brain finds it hard to concentrate. That is why it is important to choose a quiet place for studying or working. If your home is noisy, you can go to a library, find a quiet cafe, or use earplugs or noise-canceling headphones. Some people also like soft background sounds without words, like gentle classical music or nature sounds, such as rain or birds. The goal is to create a peaceful space where your brain can fully focus. Tip 6. Focus on one thing at a time. This last tip is perhaps the most important one.
Do one thing at a time.
Many people try to do many things at once. They say, I'll study and reply to messages. I'll listen to English and also check my email. But the truth is, the brain is not good at multitasking. When you switch between tasks, you lose time and energy. Your mind needs a few seconds to adjust every time you change activities. This small time adds up and becomes a big loss. Your brain becomes tired, and your work becomes slow. That is why multitasking makes you feel busy, but not productive. Instead, choose one task and give it your full attention. Finish it or complete a part of it before moving to the next task. You will be surprised how much faster and better you can work when you focus on one thing at a time. Every time you switch from one task to another, you lose energy. Every switch breaks your focus. That is why it is important to choose one thing, just one, and give it your full attention. For example, if you are listening to this podcast to practice your English, don't scroll through Instagram at the same time. Just listen, repeat, and enjoy the moment. Your brain will thank you for it. You will learn more, and you will feel calmer. Now, let me share a short story about a woman named Sarah. A quick story. Sarah's success. Sarah wanted to improve her English speaking, but she always felt busy and distracted. Her phone was always buzzing with messages. She started studying, but she never finished her tasks. She would get interrupted many times. She felt stressed and tired. One day, Sarah decided to try the focus tips we talked about. She turned off her phone. She made a small to-do list. She used a Pomodoro timer. She studied in a quiet room. She focused on one task at a time. After just 1 week, Sarah felt more confident and relaxed. She was not studying for more hours than before. She was just studying with more focus. And that made a big difference. Her English improved, and she felt proud of herself. This story shows that small changes can create big results. A quick review of the 6 tips. Now you have 6 simple focus tips. Turn off notifications. Use a timer like the Pomodoro technique. Make a small to-do list. Take short breaks. Work in a quiet place. Focus on one thing at a time. These steps are easy to understand and easy to use. You don't need to change your whole life. You can start with 1 or 2 of these habits today. Try them when you study English. Try them when you work. Try them in your daily tasks. You will be surprised at how much calmer, clearer, and more successful you feel when your mind is focused. Common mistakes people make. Now that we've talked about how to improve your focus, it is also important to understand some common mistakes people make. These mistakes are very normal. In fact, most people do not even realize they are doing them. But small habits like these can make a big difference in your focus and your results. If you know what the mistakes are, you can catch them early and fix them. This will help you stay on track and reach your goals faster. Let's go through a few of the most common focus mistakes and how you can avoid them. Now, let's talk about common mistakes people make with focus and how you can avoid them. These mistakes are very normal and most people do them without even realizing it. But if you know what they are, you can change your habits and improve your focus quickly. Mistake 1: multitasking. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to do many things at the same time. This is called multitasking. Maybe you have done this before. You are studying English, but at the same time, you are answering messages, watching videos, or thinking about dinner. It feels like you are being productive, but actually your brain is jumping between tasks. Your attention is not fully on any one thing. This makes you slower. It also makes it harder to remember what you learned. When you multitask, your brain becomes tired faster and you feel stressed. The solution is simple. Instead of multitasking, try single-tasking. Single-tasking means doing just one thing at a time with full focus. When that one thing is done, move to the next task. You will feel calmer, clearer, and you will get more done. Mistake 2: checking your phone too much. Another very common mistake is checking your phone too often. Our phones are amazing tools, but they are also one of the biggest distractions in modern life. Many people pick up their phones without even thinking. One small notification is enough to take your mind away from your task. And here's the real problem. It does not just take a second. Some studies show that it can take around 20 minutes to return to full focus after you check your phone. That means one small phone check can cost you a lot of time and attention. So imagine this. If you check your phone 5 times during your study time, how much focus are you losing? Your study time becomes broken into small pieces, and your learning becomes weaker. The solution is simple. Put your phone away while working. Even better, put it in another room or use apps that block notifications while you study. Your phone can wait. Your focus is more important. Mistake 3: not having a plan for the day. The third mistake is starting your day without a plan. When you do not know what to do first, your brain wastes energy just trying to decide. You feel confused and slow. This makes it harder to focus, and your productivity drops. The solution is to make a simple plan at the start of the day. It does not need to be long or complicated. Just write down 3 to 5 small tasks you want to finish. These tasks should be clear and simple. For example, Study English vocabulary for 20 minutes. Listen to an English podcast for 15 minutes. Write 5 sentences in English. Practice speaking for 10 minutes. When you have a plan, you know what to do next. Your mind feels calm and focused. You waste less time deciding, and you start working faster. Here is the rest of the third mistake, and then the final part of this episode. For your plan, just write down 3 to 5 tasks you want to finish.
For example,
Watch an English video. Practice 5 new words. Review yesterday's grammar notes. That is enough. A plan gives your brain direction and keeps your focus clear. When you know what to do next, your mind doesn't waste energy thinking about what to do. You can start working quickly and confidently. Mistake 4. Working too long without breaks. The fourth mistake is trying to work for too long without resting. Some people believe that discipline means working nonstop for many hours. But the truth is your brain cannot stay sharp forever. After about 45 to 60 minutes, your attention starts to go down. Your mind becomes tired and your focus becomes weak. If you keep working without a break, your mind slows down and your work quality drops. You may still feel like you are working, but you are not doing your best work. This is why breaks are important. The solution is simple: take short breaks. Even a 5-minute break can refresh your brain. Stand up, stretch, drink some water, or take a short walk. But avoid social media or anything too busy, because that will not give your brain real rest. Instead, do something calm and simple. Then return to your work with fresh energy and stronger focus. Quick review. Let's quickly review the 4 common mistakes people make. Multitasking. Instead, focus on one task at a time. Checking your phone too often. Keep it out of reach while you work. Not planning your day. Make a simple to-do list with 3 to 5 tasks. Working too long without breaks. Take short, healthy breaks to refresh your mind. These mistakes are easy to make, but they can slow you down. When you avoid them, you will feel calmer, more productive, and more successful. Transition to the next part. Now that you know what mistakes to avoid, let's go even deeper. In the next part of this episode, we will talk about how to build a strong focus habit step by step so that focus becomes a natural part of your daily life. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Final message: you don't need more time. You need more focus. We are now at the end of this episode, and I want to leave you with one simple idea. I hope you will remember it for a long time. The idea is this: you don't need more time. You need more focus. Yes, life is busy. Yes, there are always many things to do. Yes, sometimes the day feels too short. But the real secret to success, learning, and personal growth is not time. It is focus. When you focus, you use your time in the best way. You get results. You feel proud of yourself. You feel calm and confident. When you learn to focus, you stop feeling stuck. You stop waiting for the right time. You start taking action. You start moving toward your goals, step by step. Even small actions done with focus can lead to big results over time. So remember this: your time is valuable, but your focus is even more valuable. Choose one important task. Give it your full attention. Protect your focus from distractions. And you'll be surprised at how much you can achieve. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. Keep practicing your English and keep building your focus. See you in the next episode. It is not about adding more hours to your day. The real secret is learning how to use the hours you already have with more care, more attention, and more energy. Focus is the key. Focus is what turns a short study session into something powerful. Focus is what helps you move forward step by step. Focus is what changes the sentence "I'm too busy" into "I'm making progress." So how can you start? Start small.
Start today.
Now, I want to encourage you to do something very simple. Don't try to change everything at once. Don't try to be perfect. Just choose one small tip from this episode and try it today. Maybe you can turn off your phone for 30 minutes. Maybe you can use a timer like the Pomodoro technique and study in short sessions. Maybe you can write a short to-do list in the morning with just 3 small tasks. It doesn't matter which one you choose. What matters is that you start small. That one action will help your brain feel more focused. And when you repeat it tomorrow, it will start to become a habit. Be patient with yourself. Remember, learning to focus is just like learning a new skill. You won't be perfect on the first day. You will still get distracted sometimes. And that is okay. Be kind to yourself. Every time you notice that your mind has wandered and you bring it back to your task, you are actually training your brain. That moment is not a failure. It is practice. Step by step, day by day, your focus will grow stronger. And as your focus grows, your results will grow too. Believe in yourself. You are not lazy. You are not bad at time management. You just need a little more clarity, a little more direction, and a little less noise around you. And the fact that you are listening to this podcast shows something very important. It shows that you care. It shows that you want to improve. It shows that you're already taking action. That is something you should be proud of. So don't wait for the perfect time to begin.
Start now. Start with one small step.
And remember the main idea of this episode.
You don't need more time.
You need more focus. When you focus, you can do more in less time. You can feel calmer and more confident. You can learn better, work better, and live better. Just choose one small habit, start today, and watch how your life changes. There is no perfect time to start.
There is only now.
The best time to begin is today. Even if you only have 20 minutes, use that time and give it your full attention. You will be amazed at what can happen when your mind is clear and your focus is strong. Thank you for joining me today on English Journey Conversation. I am really happy that you spent this time with me. I hope this episode helped you understand something important, not only about time and focus, but also about yourself and your ability to grow. If you enjoyed this episode, I invite you to listen again. You can repeat the phrases, practice your speaking, and try to use the new ideas in your life. This is a great way to improve your English and your life at the same time. And if you try one of the focus tips, please let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about your progress. You can share your story, your challenges, and your successes. Every small step is a big achievement. Until next time, stay focused, stay calm, and keep learning. Remember the main idea of this episode. You don't need more time. You need more focus. You already have what you need. You have the time. Now you just need to use it with more attention and more purpose. You can do it. Thank you again for listening. I will see you in the next episode of English Journey Conversation. Goodbye and take care.